Dr. Kristy Taylor, the Social Impact Career Coach, and today I'm talking to you about how to write a resume as a social impact professional. But guess what? This is not going to be a long video, because if you follow me on my other YouTube page, I literally have over 140 plus different videos really focusing on resume writing. I have 100 plus articles on my website on how to write a resume. And so I want to just use this as a quick video to give you some tips. But if you really need some help, go use those free sources on my website, or just schedule an appointment with me. And of course, we can get you started. We'll put some links in the description for this particular video, but I did want to give you some quick strategies, right? So one, when you're writing your resume, you need to start with a strong summary. The objective statement itself is kind of antiquated, but when I have new graduates that I'm working with, we do use the objective statements. But as you get a little bit more experience in your career, you need to have what I like to call a professional summary, right? You begin your resume with a concise summary. This is not like a personal statement. It's literally like 4 or 5 bullets that you string together that really shows your overall skill set and how it aligns with the job. So it's kind of generic, but it's specific to the job, if that makes sense. Because what's going to happen is, as a recruiter, I'm going to read those 4 or 5 lines and what it is that you're looking for or seeking, and then I'm going to hop down to the resume. I might look at the skills and qualifications section, which is what I'm going to talk about next. But then I'm also going to see, like, again, action, impact, result. Like, is this person able to deliver on the things that their summary is saying, and does their resume actually demonstrate that they have the skill set to do the job? And so that goes to point number 2, which is you just really need to focus on the relevant experience. You need to tailor your resume to emphasize experiences that demonstrate your impact and contribution to the social impact sector for whatever job that it is that you're doing. I like to say quantify, 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 which is number 3. I have so many videos and resources about the importance of quantifying on your resume. If it's a number, put it. If you have a percentage, write it, okay? Quantify. If you manage 5 people, don't just say I managed a team. I managed a team of 10, right? Or I managed 10 staff. If you had a 95% satisfaction rate, write that. It's really important to quantify, because otherwise you're just dealing with straight up job descriptions, right? And I want to know that you know how to do something, action, impact, result. And when we talk about having a summary section and a skills and qualifications section, don't forget those transferable skills. So that's number 4 on my list. Those transferable skills that are relevant to your social impact career, things like, and if you watch my last video, I kind of mentioned this, project management, your level of community engagement, fundraising, advocacy, those cross-cultural communication skills. I want to say it again, because, here at Work Solutions, we do leverage our own DEIA framework. If you speak to me in any type of coaching or workshop scenario, I'm going to mention this framework, right? You are working in a sector where you're seeking to make a difference in the lives of people every day and do community building and advocacy. You have to have some basic cross-cultural communication skills, and you have to understand what unconscious bias is. You need to know and be familiar with those terms. That don't necessarily mean that you put unconscious bias in your resume unless you've done the work specifically, but you might say, in terms of cross-cultural communication, you got to be able to showcase that in terms of your transferable skills. Now, include relevant keywords. If you ever wrote a website, you heard the term SEO, search engine optimization. Well, that's exactly how ATS systems work, applicant tracking systems, and we can talk a little bit about that. But again, go to CareerCoachRx on YouTube, or go to our TikTok page, and where I do all of my one-on-one coaching, and there's like so much information that talks about this. But include relevant keywords, because you want to be able to have your resume picked up. Include a relevant keyword from the actual job description, guys. Demonstrate your passion for what you do. Your cover letter is so important, because in your cover letter, this is where you can really talk to the potential employer and talk a little bit about your passion in alignment with the job description. Now, we're not talking about your passion for flying kites if you're in boating. We're talking about this passion that you have for working in the social impact sector, and for whatever role it is that you're applying for, you need to be able to demonstrate that. And that gets me to topic number 7, which is tailoring your resume. I think I've said it before. Tailor your resume. You might not change everything on it, but this is why, like, when I work with clients, I like to get kind of like highlight certain areas on the resume where I'm like, well, you can easily replace these words or certain words, and then that would be you tailoring your resume to really fit the job role. And then make sure that you go down that job description and identify, at least 2 or 3 things that align with some of the key things that they're saying. Even if it's only 1 or 2, you just want to make sure you hit those points and then you have those experiences, because and I'll teach you a little bit about the method that I use later. I have my own trademark method called the PACE method for interviewing. When you're identifying stories, if you only have like a certain amount of experience in this area, you still might have crossover skills, and you can connect the stories to be able to show how you still qualify for this role. So it's important that you're able to tell your story effectively, right? You are telling the story of your experiences. And then the last thing is keep it clear and concise. Like, if you look at my site, I refuse to do anything more than a 2-page resume. Absolutely. Unless I'm writing a curriculum vitae, which is a totally different ballgame. But try to keep it at 1 to 2 pages maximum. Keep your resume organized, clear, and concise, and focus on the relevant information. That's why you need to be tailoring it for the job. So again, I gave you some tips here, but I'm not going to prolong this video because there are so many resources all across my site. If you go to CareerCoachRx, we are also going to include a couple of resources here in the description for you. But I want to know what you're doing. Do you even know how to write a resume, and what has your experience been looking in the job market? Is your current resume working for you? Don't forget that you can click the link in the description and schedule a free 15-minute consultation with me. We are happy to assist you. Okay. If you have any questions, leave a comment. But I want to hear from you. You agree or disagree with what I'm saying? What are your recommendations for best approaches? What works for you? Share it in the comments. Help somebody else. Have a great day.